this House took a resolution of shutting down of expenditure of the River State government. Mr. Speaker, in that relief, Mr. Speaker and members went to court because the governor refused our shutting down. Mr. Speaker, just to bring to your notice that in that suit, a judgment has been delivered. Mr. Speaker, in the Federal High Court of Nigeria, in Abuja Judicial Division, holding at Abuja, suit number FHC/ABJ/984/2024, delivered by Justice Joyce Abdulmalik, the judge that delivered the judgment.
Mr. Speaker, in his submission, he rightly said that this House did a resolution to shut down on government expenditure because the executive arm of government was not in compliance with our ground norm, the 1999 Constitution. Mr. Speaker, this House simply went to court to seek clear interpretations of Section 120, Section 121, and Section 122 of our ground norm. And the court agreed with the submission of counsel who represented the State House of Assembly. Mr. Speaker, facts admitted need no further proof. Our Constitution was written in clear and unambiguous terms, such that including us, who are not judges, who are not at the bench, we can get a copy and read and understand clearly what the Constitution says. Section 122 is very clear, sir. By your leave, I would like to read, it's not because I'm going back to the judgment, but just for emphasis sake, sir. 1224. Especially 122. No, 121, sir, sorry. 1214. That authorization of consolidated funds cannot be expended without approval made by the River State House of Assembly, sir. And the court, in its wisdom, agreed entirely with all our submissions. So, for me, I want my colleagues to understand that when we sit here and make laws and make resolutions, we send out to the general public. We are not doing it because we want to enchant anybody, but we are doing it upon the sacred mandate given to us to represent our people. Mr. Speaker, like I always say, equity aid the vigilant and not the indolent. So I will commend you, Mr. Speaker. I will commend members for taking the bold step to go to court to seek clear interpretation of this Constitution, which today has vindicated us before men of goodwill and good conscience. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to end my submission by saying I commend your leadership. I commend members for our courage to protect funds of this state. That is my humble submission, and I say that in the days to come, let us continue in this spirit because that is the right direction. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I will deviate a little bit from the last speaker, our deputy speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me clearly state that in Order 16, Rule 1, clearly states that before a house can sit and do the business of the day, it must form a quorum. Again, Section 96 of the 1999 Constitution affirms that, and the purported budget that was nullified by Omotosho, by the Appeal Court, and again has gone to Justice Omotosho, and again has gone to the Federal High Court, Justice Joyce Abdulmalik, has clearly put a stop to further expenditure, starting from July 1st. It's a welcome development. Mr. Speaker, It is so surprising that 4 men will sit down and approve an appropriation bill of a state like Rivers State. It is abnormal. It is unheard of. It has never happened before. Just like a commentator said, if we allow this to go on, one day, one man will be given an appropriation bill to approve. So, Mr. Speaker, I commend the Speaker of this House and members for taking the bold step to take this matter to Federal High Court for further interpretation, which has been interpreted to us and has been laid before the House. I commend other speakers to please rise up to the occasion and speak. Thank you, Mr. Speaker and honorable members.
Knowing today that you are heroes of our democracy. Don't bother yourself about what people will type in the social media, what they want to say. Those who are hired to go to media houses to cast aspersions on our persons. But just take solace in the fact that some people must take the bullet for our democracy. Nowhere in the world, nowhere I can say so, there is no state in this Federation of Nigeria that any state government is spending without approval by the Assembly. Only in Rivers State. This is the first time in the history of our country that we'll have a sitting governor who has no respect for the Constitution. He feels he is above the Constitution. He feels he is above the Supreme Court, the Court of Appeal, the Federal High Courts. That is why he has vowed, I've said it repeatedly, that Siminalayi Fubara has vowed never to obey the Constitution and not to obey courts in this country. Does so with impunity, with total disregard to laws of Rivers State and to this arm of government, the legislature, with members who were elected the same day he was elected. The same way people elected him is the same way we were all elected in our constituencies. But he sees himself as an emperor who is above the law. Honorable members, we have it on record that this same governor, shortly after the judgment of the Court of Appeal, told the media, the press, Rivers people, that he will not obey the judgment. He said so, he's on camera, that he will not obey the judgment, that he will go ahead and pay salaries, withdraw funds, and continue to spend and pay contractors. The governor said so. It goes to show that Rivers State is in a big problem. We have elected a man who will never abide by the Constitution and laws of this state or of this country. It's quite a shame in the Committee of States that we have a governor who cannot be trusted with power. He has no business leading Rivers State if he will not obey the same laws he wants citizens of Rivers State to obey. He wants people to obey laws, but he doesn't want to obey laws because he feels it's above laws of the state. It's quite a shame. It's quite an anathema, an aberration that must not be allowed to continue. We must continue to take steps. We swore to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Each and every one of us swore to the Constitution to protect it. We have a duty to protect the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We will not go back on our oath of office. No matter threats from anybody, we will stand firm and ensure that this Constitution is obeyed. The governor is not above the Constitution. We will not relent. The governor must be made to obey the Constitution. There is no going back. We will not stop until he realizes that he's not above the Constitution. The fact that he has immunity does not mean he will escape the wrath of the law. Honorable members, the governor has employed the services of permanent secretaries, some staff of the Rivers State government, to disobey this judgment of the court, to disobey this assembly. Honorable members, all of them, including permanent secretaries that the governor is using, the Accountant General of Rivers State, all those impostors in the states who are claiming to be commissioners, who are not commissioners of Rivers State, spending taxpayers' money without approval, will all face the law. They will have a date with the law at some point in time. Make no mistake about it. All those who are claiming to be commissioners who were never screened, who are parading themselves as commissioners of Rivers State government, they were never screened in line with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. They are spending taxpayers' money without approval. They have no authority to approve or spend taxpayers' money. They are doing so with the order of the governor. All of them should know that they don't have immunity. None of them has immunity. Only the governor. Even the governor, his immunity will expire one day. But those of them helping the governor to circumvent the law, disobey and trample upon our constitution, should know that there is a legislature in this country that are ready to ensure that this constitution is obeyed, and will stop at nothing towards our efforts in ensuring that the constitution is obeyed. And we believe that they will bow to the constitution. They will bow to the states. They will bow to our laws. So rest assured that they have a date with the law. All of them. They are only doing what they are doing now, but their time is running out, because we have a duty. We have sworn to this constitution, and we will uphold the constitution and ensure that they too abide by the constitution. So, honorable members, I thank you all for all your efforts. Be not cowed. Don't be cowed by those who are doing everything against the constitution. So we thank the judge of the Federal High Court for standing by the constitution of this country, and all 5 declarations made in these judgments, and the order in these judgments, 6 of them in all, 1 order, 5 declarations, remain the law today. They're in consonance with the law, and we don't expect the banks, including Zenith Bank, Access Bank, the Central Bank of Nigeria, and all other defendants in this suit, to go against these judgments. If they do, we will take necessary steps to ensure that they comply with this judgment and the Constitution. So once again, honorable members, I thank you. I commend you. Don't forget what I said, that you are heroes of our democracy. This landmark judgment and other judgments delivered in the ensuing drama in Rivers State has singled us out as people who will continue to uphold the Constitution, as people who are standing firm by the Constitution. I know that students of political science, students of government, researchers, political scientists, they are all researching, and I know that Rivers State matter will form the basis for many research projects or theses in our universities, even in our tertiary, within and outside the country. So I know that we're on the right path, and God will bless us for standing firm for Rivers people, for saying that taxpayers' funds cannot be expended without conforming with our laws and the Constitution. So, members, I thank you so much. God bless all of you. And know it, I've said it over and over, that those who are on the side of the law will triumph. We don't need to be weak, despite the plans by the media and those